Hello everyone and welcome to Zenless Zone Zero's Deadly Assault. Because we got no new bosses or mechanics to explain this reset, I decided to mix things up by going for a more commentary style video. Let me know if you like this format or just prefer my usual approach of showing the footage after a short intro. With that being said, let's go for the first fight. The Miasmic Fiend returns, and not much has changed since its last appearance. You're meant to fight it with disorder teams, preferably physical and ether, but Miyabi works really well here as well. The team I've always been going for in this fight is Yuzuha, Vivian and Jane, and it does quite well considering no Mindscape or signature weapons. This team has very linear gameplay, and there's not a lot of room for improvement. You're just rotating your resources, alternating between assault and corruption as fast as you can. The main difference between runs is going to be defensive assists, which grant extra resources for Vivian, and a faster rotation for Yuzuha. Managing Vivian's feathers is a crucial part of this team. Another one is to maintain Yuzuha's buff's uptime. During stun, I try and see both anomaly buildups as well as Vivian's feathers, then go for the chain attack order that will grant me the fastest disorder. I generally don't use the Bang Boo unless my ether anomaly buildup is at 0. The mechanic is really simple and should be considered free 5k points. Just dodge the initial attack, bring the circle in the middle of the pools, then dodge away again once the circle is complete. Just be careful not to come back too early as the pools will explode after a second. You could also parry the whole thing with Yuzuha, but it's a bit too inconsistent for me. I like to switch to Yuzuha here and start the fight with her EX special. This refreshes her buffs and teleports your next character right next to the boss. Remember that breaking the Miasma shield grants your whole team energy, so make sure to spend some before to avoid overflow. Then, it's business as usual until the second stun and eventually the end of the fight. I'd say the biggest way to do better with this team, if you're struggling to get a good performance, is to learn how much anomaly buildup your different moves do and when they trigger anomaly. For instance, if you use Jane's ultimate while physical anomaly buildup is already at 90%, you're going to waste a lot of potential buildup because only the last hit of her ultimate can trigger assault. That was a very lucky last second assault. And that's it for Miasmic Fiend. A very linear fight, as I said, especially with this team. Now we move on to UCC, or Unknown Corruption Complex, the punching ball of this reset. Honestly, any good team can do more than 30k against this boss, whether it's Anomaly, Attack or Rupture. This was a great opportunity for me to test the Astra Seed Zhu Yuan combo, because this fight does not need defensive assists. As you will see, this team is quite fun. One thing Zhu Yuan has over Harumasa in a Seed team is faster animations on ultimate and EX special, and slightly more damage. She also gets to activate her additional ability, while Harumasa does not. The biggest RNG factor of this fight is who is your active character when you break any of the legs. This gives a lot of decibels, and you can easily overflow if you're waiting for a stun. This made me reconsider my rotations, and try to go for 3 ultimates on Seed, even if that meant doing so outside of stun. I did try Astral Voice Harumasa instead of Zhu Yuan, basically the same build as my previous Deadly Assault video, and the scores were very similar. The team you see on screen right now is nothing crazy and far from the best choice for this fight, but it still gets the job done. This boss is always a welcome sight when it comes to try weird and unexpected teams, as there is no gameplay mechanic that would drastically restrict team building. There is not much else to say about this fight, so let's just enjoy the pretty explosions. We were very close to an extra ultimate on Zhu Yuan as well, just something to consider for future runs. Not a perfect run, but 35k is way more than I initially expected for this team. And finally, time to fight the Miasma Priest with Yixuan's double stun team. This team is hilarious, but also incredibly frustrating, especially against this boss. But this is the only way I found to reliably stun the boss twice before its Miasma phase. You have a long checklist of things to do between each stuns, and not a lot of time to do so because you stun fast. You need to apply 20 Xingyi stacks, spend enough adrenaline on Yixuan, trigger 1 aftershock on Zhu, and don't forget about King of the Summit. Then you need enough decibels on Yixuan to do her best stun rotations, which involves an easy-to-miss Talisman ultimate cancel. Anyways, the first stun is not too bad as we've just seen. The second one is a little trickier as you need to stun fast before she phases. Don't forget to grab your 2k points with defensive assists on this guaranteed attack pattern. Stun rotation number 2 can be a bit awkward. You generally don't have enough decibels or enough adrenaline to do your best rotation. We move on to the Miasma phase, where you still have to complete the same checklist, but this time the boss is tweaking out and teleporting all over the place. Nice missed ultimate, by the way. Extra 2k points with defensive assist on this pattern. And then it's time for stun number 3. Stun number 4 is a bit more chill at least, and you should have enough time to dump all your remaining resources. So many things can go wrong in 3 minutes, which means a lot of restarts. The Honda version of this team is much smoother to play, but as I said already, it's too difficult for me to get that second stun before Miasma phase. This run isn't even perfect, but you have to know when to quit before you start not having fun. 41k is more than enough. And that's it for this week's Deadly Assault. Kind of a boring reset, to be honest, with no new toys to play with. But at least Zhu Yuan brought us some of that 1.0 nostalgia. If you like this type of content, make sure to like and subscribe. It's free and really helps the channel. Thank you for watching, stay put if you want to see the builds, and I'll see you in the next one.